Good morning, everybody. You are currently listening to a Tall Girls podcast hosted by a tall girl named India. I hope everyone is doing super great today. Before I get into this episode, I do want to say make sure you are following me on my socials at a Tall Girls podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest to stay up to date on the latest podcast episodes and check out some super relatable, super hilarious tall girl content. They'll all be linked below in the description so that you can check those out easily. And underneath that, you will see a link to leave me a review. Make sure you do that. Leave me a review and let me know how tall you are. I am curious. I want to know. Is anybody here shorter than me? Please let me know, because it seems like everybody here is taller than me. So if you're shorter than me, let me know. Well, you wouldn't know. Or would you? I don't know. People hit me up on social media or ask in the comments, how tall are you? How tall are you? And I'm like, is my height not in my bio? Well, in some places my height is in my bio, in other places it isn't. I think because it couldn't fit, and that's why I didn't put it. Or maybe it looks awkward there in the bio, so I just didn't include it. I don't know. I feel like that's strategic too, to get engagement on social media, to not even put your height in your bio, but talk about being tall, because then that means people have to ask you if you're tall. So I don't know, but yeah, I want to know how tall you are, so leave me a review. Anyways, there is a lot to take in right now. This is the first episode after the end of Podmas, and one of the first, in fact, the second episode of 2023. Geesh, I haven't fully had a sit down with y'all since last year. Oh my gosh, I used to hate when people do that. They're like, oh my gosh, I haven't spoken to you since last year. I haven't showered since last year. I haven't eaten since last year. Suzanne, stop. It's not that deep. It's literally 2 p.m. on January 1st of 2023. 2022 was literally yesterday, a couple hours ago. It wasn't that long ago. But now I've become one of those people. I'm Suzanne. Oh my gosh, I haven't had a podcast episode with you since, 2022. But nonetheless, it's still the new year. And, it's time to get that beginning of the year motivation. I think a lot of people need, well, not necessarily. I feel like a lot of people don't need, in fact. A lot of people don't need beginning of the year motivation. I feel like everybody kind of motivates themselves, hypes themselves up, especially when you're watching TV, on the news and stuff like that. Even the news be talking about New Year's resolutions, and when you're scrolling through TikTok and stuff like that, they also have motivating stuff on there. It's yeah, it's new year, new me. Do people still say that? New year, new me? I don't know. I feel like this is the first year where I'm saying new year, old me. I'm just trying to continue what was going on in 2022 into 2023. Maybe add a little bit of, a little extra flavor somewhere, add a new spice here and there. But honestly, I don't feel the need to become a brand new person. I don't know. Does that make sense? To completely change my lifestyle, completely change my habits and stuff like that. I did that in 2022, and as amazing as it was and as grateful as I am that all of that change occurred and that I am now the person, slowly becoming the person that I really wanted to become and stuff like that, I do have to say completely changing your habits and changing your life around is in fact tiring. It is so tiring, and it's not even it's a one aspect of my life that I changed. I changed so many things. I started waking up earlier because in 2021, because I wasn't going anywhere like that in 2021, I started waking up earlier last year. I finally started going to the gym. I got a gym membership last year. I started working on my career last year. I started falling in love with my height last year. I started rebuilding my new wardrobe surrounding my height because, we cannot be wearing pants that do not reach our ankles. But I started rebuilding my wardrobe last year. I tried to start talking to new people last year. I got back into music last year. So much. Oh, so much has changed in my life, and I'm just like tired. I don't want to say I'm tired of it because I'm happy with where I'm at in this moment, but trying to just change everything at once, that's what it is. Changing everything at once, like I just want to go to sleep. I just want to take a nice 30-year nap because it was a lot. But I think that the whole new year, new me situation still kind of exists, but not as prevalent as it was before. I think people just want to do something that makes them feel good, but without having to step out of their comfort zone. But I don't think that's a topic for another day. Like, I saw this TikTok. See, look at this TikTok. I saw this TikTok that was like, in order to get something you've never gotten before, you have to do something you've never done before. And that's exactly what it is. In order to become something you've never been before, in order to get something you've never gotten before, in order to be someone you've never been before. I think I've said that before, but whatever. You have to step out of your comfort zone. And that's exactly what that is. You have to step out of your comfort zone. You can't just stay in your comfort zone and expect to change. That's not how it works. It's like saying, yeah, you expect to get taller, you want to get taller, but to fit in the same jeans that you had for the past 6 years. That's not going to work. Like, you're eventually going to outgrow the jeans and you're going to have to get longer jeans to get it together. But I think that's a perfect segue into the topic for today, which is obsession. Okay? Hear me out, especially if you didn't read the title. Hear me out. Not the crazy obsession, like we're obsessing other people. What? Obsessing over other people. I'm talking about obsession with yourself. Okay? No one really talks about how easy it is to just obsess over things or over people that have nothing to do with us or aren't ourselves or don't align with our quote unquote higher purpose. We can get so consumed with other people or even animals or objects and things that aren't ourselves or don't really better us, if that makes sense. It could be that guy or that girl who literally doesn't even know who you are in class, or those pair of shoes that everybody is buying, but it's like $400. So you could be spending that money on food or something, but everybody is buying it. Or whatever it is, just obsessing over a person or a thing. And, checking social media constantly and looking at apps and like the social media apps and just talking about people or the things that are on these apps, like, because these algorithms, I guess you could say, social media just pushes a lot of things that people are obsessed with because people are constantly watching it over and over and over again, and eventually you're going to want to know more about it. Next thing you know, you're in a black hole looking like through their birth records or something on the internet, and that is honestly an unhealthy obsession. And you're constantly looking at it over and over again. You're constantly trying to find out more about it, literally investing your time in this person or thing that doesn't even know you exist, that is not going to be around you or not going to have an impact on your life, and you're not really going to have an impact on their life, but you're obsessing over him, her, or the thing. And it's like, what if we redirected that energy towards ourselves? Like, if you're sitting and wondering, why am I not this far in my goals, or why do I not look as good as I want to, or why am I not picking up on these healthy habits, or why do I not feel happy right now with my life? Take the time to think about whether or not you're actually investing in yourself, actually obsessing with yourself. And sometimes you just really have to go that far. I feel like with the word obsession, it just has such a negative connotation. Like, obsessing over something is just like consuming your life with it. And a lot of people think of it as being unhealthy, like an unhealthy obsession. Like, yes, I think that there are a lot of unhealthy obsessions out there, but when it comes to obsessing with yourself or obsessing with things that actually have a meaningful impact in your life, like let's say a hobby, or I don't know, like a dress, or like your business, or something along those lines, like even a family member, a friend that, well, I mean, I don't know. Like, what do you mean by obsessing over a family member or friend? Like, if you like hanging out with them and stuff like that, and you want to be there for them and yada yada yada, you want to make sure they're good in their life, yeah, that's a good thing. But like, I don't know, like being too involved in their life, that's a different story. But what I'm trying to say is that you need to take the time to invest, or quote unquote obsess with your studies, your hobbies, your careers. Just take time to heal yourself, to work on yourself, and be selfish. That's another thing. Being selfish is so not a bad thing, depending on the situation. Okay, I'm not talking about being selfish like, yeah, if somebody asks to borrow a pen and you have 29 pens, but you're like, I'm selfish, this pen is mine, so I'm not gonna let you borrow it, or something like that. Or like stealing stuff from somebody, or trying to sabotage it. I'm not talking about that selfish. I'm talking about if you don't want to go out with those people that particular day, and they're all like, oh, we haven't seen you in so long, like we really want to see you, yada yada yada. But if you're not feeling it, like, take the selfish approach and stay home. Because not only is that better for you, allowing you to like rest and recuperate and stuff like that, but you also don't want to go out with them and just spread negative energy because you're not feeling good, you're not feeling yourself, and because you're not feeling yourself that particular day, you're passing on your negative energy to somebody else. Now that is the bad selfish. We don't want to ruin anybody's parade, especially if they're having a good day. Like, if I'm having a bad day and you're having a good day, I want you to have a good day. And I'm going to have my bad day until the next day, which will hopefully be a better day. Does that make sense? So being selfish in that capacity is not a bad thing, because you want to better yourself. You want to make yourself feel better. You want to work on the problems that you feel like you really need to work on. And yes, it's almost as if you have to take an extremely selfish standpoint. But you are the center of your own world, not somebody else's. Like, you are the sun in your own galaxy, and all of these other planets are revolving around you. But that's your galaxy, not somebody else's. So yes, you are the center of your own world, not someone else's. You are number one in your own world, in your own eyes, not anyone else's. So why are you making someone or something else the center of your world, or the number one in your world, if they're not doing that for you either, if they're not reciprocating that energy? Because they're not waking up every single morning thinking about you, or, you know, sending you that good morning text, or telling you you're smart, you're ambitious, you're driven, you're beautiful. And even if you wanted that to happen, you have to make it happen for yourself first. People are not going to do that first for you, if that makes sense. I mean, maybe your parents will do it because those are your parents, but not all parents necessarily do that either. And that's the point that I was trying to make in the title. Become so obsessed with yourself that other people have no choice but to be obsessed with you. Because even though some people take the standpoint like, oh, like she already hears that enough, like she already hears that she's beautiful or smart or whatever hickey enough, that I don't need to tell her. Like, people will still believe to themselves that you're smart and beautiful and admire that about you. Be like, damn, like even she knows. Like, I also admire her confidence. You know what I mean? So you have to make it happen first for yourself. You gotta walk up to the mirror and look yourself dead in the eye and tell yourself how awesome you are. Yes, it's okay to look in the mirror and be like, damn, I'm so hot. In fact, you have absolutely and utterly every right to be obsessed with yourself and look in the mirror and tell yourself, ooh, I'm so hot. You're not even wrong for that. You actually should be doing that. That's like the bare minimum. That's the bare minimum. You need to do more of that. Like, ooh, look at those long, luscious legs. Look at those strong, lanky arms. Something. I mean, not necessarily that, because that last part, strong, lanky arms, that was weird. But something. Anything, just get so consumed with yourself, get so consumed with your looks, your goals, your healing, your career, your hobbies, something about you, anything about you, and only you. And trust me, people will see the results and have no choice but to actually become obsessed with you. But we don't care about them, okay? We don't care about them and their opinions, even if they're good opinions, even if they're opinions that we want to hear. Like, yes, you're super awesome. Kind of be like, I know I'm awesome. That sounds so arrogant, but we just care about us and what we're doing in 2023, because the truth is, growth is not linear. Acceptance fluctuates. Self-love can be up and down, and focusing on becoming the you that you want to become takes time. So take the time to better you while also having patience with yourself. Become so immersed in becoming the you that you want to become while also recognizing how far you've come thus far. Take that class, buy that dress, write that poem, go to that gym, read those books. Just start, because things will eventually fall into place. And if you're a tall girl listening to this, just know that you have a safe space here, okay? Tall girls deserve the world. Tall girls deserve to feel beautiful. Tall girls deserve to stand tall without judgment. Tall girls are just so freaking awesome. And I'm honestly so proud of you, and we are all in this together. The ups, the downs, diagonals, all the geometric shapes out there. You have it in you to become the person that you want to be. It just takes one small step for everything to start falling into place. So, moral of this episode, I was gonna say moral of the story. This isn't even a story, it's just a podcast episode. But moral of this podcast episode is become so immersed in yourself and everything that you're doing that you will literally start attracting the eyes and the attention of other people, because they're going to want to know, she's just so immersed in this thing, I want to know more about it. And they're naturally going to want to be immersed in it. How that works, I don't know. Human psychology is weird. I did not take that. See, I'm a business major. I'm a business student. Okay, I don't do all this psychology. Honestly, I think they should. I think they even do teach psychology in business. I think it's probably business psychology, but I think that would be so interesting to learn, because if they say that psychology is important to know if you're going to go into business, because you have to know how to talk to people and how to basically get them to want to buy from you, and etc., etc. I should look into that, but I don't know. This whole obsession thing, that's not business psychology. That's psychology. So if you're a psychologist, please explain this to me. I want to know. Let me know. Hit me up at a Tall Girls Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest. And yeah, just explain this whole psychology of obsession to me. Honestly, I probably should have looked it up, but can we really trust Google? Can we really trust Google, or should we trust the professionals? You let me know. But thank you so much for making it this far into the episode and just listening to me rant for how long has it been? Oh my gosh, almost 20 minutes. Thank you so much for listening to me talk about obsession for basically 20 minutes. I appreciate it, and I really do appreciate you. As always, feel free to hit me up on my socials at a Tall Girls Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest. And, just let me know what the vibe is. Let me know what you thought of this episode. Let me know what your 2023 plans are. Let me know if, I don't know, you ate like a piece of turkey. anything. Just let me know. I actually have a couple DMs that I need to respond to, so I should probably do that after I finish recording this episode. But yeah, also leave me a review. Let me know how tall you are. Links for everything for my socials, a review, everything is going to be in the description. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out. Good night and goodbye.